It's the Dino and Joe Show. My name is Dino. That is Joe. And welcome to the program.
Yes.
I feel like it's been a minute, but it really hasn't been a minute. But I feel like for some reason, like it's been a minute.
Yes, to everything you just said. That
Yeah.
confusing string of logic, 100%.
Yeah. You understood it, though. That's the really sad thing about that.
But I mean, we spend as much time together as we do. It happens. For God's sake, we made a podcast together. So obviously we have to understand each other a little bit. Just a little bit.
Maybe just a little
Just
bit.
A touch.
Maybe sort of. I don't know. So I wonder if I'm like too loud here.
Are you? I don't think so.
All right.
Not for me. People have volume controls. They can turn it down.
That's right. I'm just overmodulating, and people, it's a technical term for meaning I'm distorting the microphone. So there you go.
You and that radio.
So a funny thing I wanted to bring up. So I don't know what it is, but since we started the podcast, I've become the luckiest person that I never am lucky. Right.
Okay.
So we know that, I won that guy right there.
Yes.
Talked about that. And then I won something else again.
What did you win?
Just out of the blue. So the U.S. men's soccer team is playing two World Cup qualifiers in Ohio. They're playing one in Columbus and one in Cincinnati. Cincinnati against Mexico, and the one in Columbus against Costa Rica.
Okay.
And unlike normal years, where if you're part of what they call American Outlaws, which is the supporter group, you could get tickets through the Outlaws. You get a pre-order and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. This year, they did a weighted lottery. And the weighted lottery, as I understand it, is based on the more you've purchased tickets to men's national team games, the better your chances of getting tickets.
Makes sense.
If you've never bought before, you're kind of at the bottom of the stack. And so I entered. You put in your payment information, you choose the range of seats that you'd want to have, right? And then you just wait to find out if you win the lottery. And I won.
Oh, okay.
I saw this charge on my credit card, and I was like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
And then I found the email that I won. So I won tickets to go see the U.S. men play against Costa Rica in Columbus.
Nice. When is this?
October 13th.
Oh, okay.
Be a Wednesday evening.
That's exciting.
So, yeah, I'm actually really excited to go. So
what are the chances of the U.S. men's team actually beating Costa Rica?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? Okay. I don't follow soccer regularly enough to know that. So I would hope so, but you never know.
The reality is that the way that qualifying has been set up in our region, which is called CONCACAF, has always been set up for the U.S. and Mexico to qualify.
Oh, all right.
Now, we have gone out and absolutely destroyed that theory a couple of times now because
I think I remember that, but
have had a problem qualifying lately. But it is set up for us to win. And then, of course, the alarm bells were ringing in the first two games of qualification for this next coming World Cup. We drew both games, expected wins. We didn't get them. We drew against Canada. We drew against Honduras or El Salvador, which are games that we traditionally we win.
Yeah.
And then we went out and won in Honduras, which was the game everybody thought that we probably would lose. So we're looking okay because it's all based on how many points you get, right? At the end of the day, this octagonal, it used to be a hexagonal. Now there's 8 teams, and it's still set up so that the USA and Mexico always qualify. That's the whole idea.
The next World Cup is in 2022. Exactly what I was going to say. And it's in, if I'm not mistaken, it is in Doha, Qatar.
It is. Yes, it is.
But one time, it's very helpful to know the capitals of most countries of the world. I know Doha.
And then the next World Cup we automatically qualify for.
Oh.
Because we are a host country with Canada and Mexico.
Oh, that makes sense, yes.
It's the joint Canada-Mexico. Most of the games will be in the U.S., but Canada and Mexico will host games. But once they get to the knockouts and get beyond like the group stages, then the majority of games, if not all the games, will be in the U.S.
Okay. So it's like it's a continental.
Yes. That's the new trend. Like you saw it with Korea and Japan co-hosting. That's becoming the new thing, is to co-host and allow for more venues, a bigger crowds, more people, right? It's all about money. It all comes down.
Of course. It's a business, but
yes,
cool.
It's a very big business.
Yes.
So
global.
But yeah, so
That's awesome.
we've gone to other matches for the U.S. men's national team. I've been at different World Cup qualifiers. I've been to multiple USA Mexico matches in Columbus. I've seen Dos Acero a few times, both ways. That's the 2-0 score lines, the big score line that holds over that match between Mexico and the U.S. It's U.S. has this tradition of winning 2-0 in Columbus, and then a few years ago they beat us 2-0 in Columbus. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting rivalry. It's a whole unique environment when you watch a national team, and a lot of fun. So we're taking the boys, and my wife and I are going to go, and should be a good time. But yeah, I won again, which is like just I couldn't even believe it. I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?"
Send some of that luck my way, man.
I need a lottery ticket.
Yeah, you need to start doing that because obviously you have it. Don't waste. I'm not saying it's a waste on these tickets, but like, let's put it towards something that
pays off in the end.
Yeah,
it's not just a great memory.
Yeah,
or a very bad memory if we lose.
That's true.
So is there anything like have you ever entered, because like when the World Series was in Chicago, did you try and get tickets for the World Series? No, didn't even.
That was it. No, it was. Would I like to have? Of course, I would have literally sitting.
I like that. That was really. That was
I would have
phenomenal
English. On top of I would have literally rappelled down from a helicopter onto one of the lights to be in the 2016 World Series. Sadly, no. I watched them all. Yeah, I would have sitting there, and no, I watched them from home entirely because the amount of money it cost for the worst seat in Wrigley Field was, I think, on the low side, $3,000.
Right.
So that makes me wonder, what the heck does it cost to sit behind home plate? Who do you have to know? And how much money do you have to have? Like, even when you look at like non-World Series games, just season tickets.
Right.
Like, so expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And there's like a 15-year wait list or something ridiculous. So it's like one of those things where I would love that. And, I have a few friends who actually I think it was the Cleveland, well, what are they now? The
Guardians.
Guardians. Yes, they have Cleveland Guardians tickets.
They will sell you insurance to go along with your season tickets. You have to be actually a insurance subscriber. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah.
Really?
The new Guardian insurance company. They're requiring you to be a Guardian member now if you want to be a season ticket holder. I'm kidding.
Okay. I was like, there's no way that's real. There's no way that's real. But I could almost believe it.
What is going on right now?
There's a crazy world out there, but most of the tickets I get for the Cubs games I get from a friend who has season tickets, and they're very good season tickets. They're like maybe 5 rows up from the third baseline. Wow. So it's like they're very nice tickets, and he's super nice guy. He gives me like 5 or 6 games that he doesn't give a crap about, and frankly, I don't either. I just like going to Wrigley Field.
Right. Sure.
Whatever. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. But I did not try because there was no point to me. Like even if I somehow was able to reach somebody, I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
I'd have to sell my car, and my car's only worth like $2,000 because it's a hunk of junk. And I still probably
get like a 5-game package there for that, right?
Yeah.
Do they do that there? The 5-game package, the 8-game package. I love that. That's my favorite thing. We have season tickets, or you can do a half-game package because if 82 games isn't your cup of tea, maybe 41 are. Or you can do like a 16-game package. It's like, oh man.
Well, I'll never forget the best value in baseball I ever went to. This was circa 2007, 8.
Okay.
I was just nearing graduating college, and my friend Mark and I went down to his grandparents had a place in Destin, Florida. Okay. So we drove down there.
Right.
Terrible mistake. We just drove on a whim. Stupid. Youth. We were young. We were stupid. So we drove down there. We had fun, went to the beach, all that stuff. But I cannot remember the locals team name, but it was like a AAA ball club.
Yep.
And we were like, let's go. Why not? Whatever. I don't even remember who their major league affiliate was, but we got right behind the plate, front row, right behind the plate.
Right.
With a hot dog and a beer.
Uh-huh.
For $8.
Yeah. Oh, I'm telling you, minor league's the way to go.
And may I say, it was the first time I ever snagged a foul ball, though
Really?
I did have to battle a child for it.
Oh, well, that kid had no
He
chance.
Well, no, he did because he won it. He actually got
Oh,
the foul ball.
he gave it to
But
you?
I was belly aching to my friend so much he was sitting 3 seats behind me. He came over. He's like, "Dude, here, just take the ball." And I was like,
Wow.
"Thank you." And I took the ball. He's like, "I get them all the time." So the this probably 10 to
I'm
15
here
year old
every week.
child.
I have season tickets.
Well, this 10 to 15-year-old kid had more like I don't know, consideration than I would have at that age
Oh,
or
that's
this current age.
hysterical.
I've been like,
I
"No, that ball's mine, sucker."
So when I would tell you, like, it's been a long time since I've been in a minor league game, but I went to the I Cubs,
Mhm.
which is in Des Moines, Iowa, is the AAA for the Chicago Cubs. Double A?
I
Double
think
A?
they're double A.
Double. Yeah. And one of the guys was against what was the old Montreal Expos team.
Mhm, mhm.
And one of the guys playing for this minor league team of Montreal at the time was Daryl Motley. And Daryl Motley was a ball player who played with the Kansas City Royals in 1985 when they were at the World Series. And
Okay.
I'm a huge Kansas City Royals fan, and that was the last year they'd won the World Series up until recently, and so it was a big deal to see one of the kids that I watched as a kid, right? I was probably in my 20s,
Sure.
and he fouled one off against the fence, reached over and flipped it to me, and I got so excited I literally tripped backwards over the seat, and ended up like in that in between the two rows
Yeah.
thing, leg your
Yeah.
knees are over the
Right.
seat and you're stuck there, and caught the ball. And I still
Hey,
have it. It's on my shelf over here. Yeah.
you've got the ball. That's the only part that matters. If you did that and lost the ball, that's embarrassing.
Yeah. It's Daryl Motley. Foul ball sitting over there.
Hey, all right.
I'm the only person in the world that cares that Daryl Motley tossed me that ball.
But
Fought off my buddy for it.
yeah, I mean, obviously your buddy probably cares. He's probably a little
No, he didn't care.
jealous.
He didn't know who it was. He just wanted the foul ball and he didn't
Well,
want me to have it. So I literally knocked him out of the way, fell over the chair and got it. So yeah,
so
felt good about that.
the the other foul ball that I could have had, but really misplayed. So we were in nosebleeds at a Cubs game, right? My friend Brian, his friend Kyle, my girlfriend at the time, and me. So that's exactly how it's sat, right? So we're
Yeah.
sitting here, and when you hear that crack and you know it's a foul ball, when
Oh
you're
yeah.
in the nosebleeds,
Yep.
very, to
It's
me,
not coming. Right.
very unlikely that it's coming.
Right. Right.
Very unlikely. So I am paying very little attention. So she and I are talking. I'm talking to this other guy next to me, blah, blah, blah. And then we hear it. And I just look, I start turning my gaze this way and I see it. It is at a very rapid rate, just approaching her face, not mine, her face.
Right.
And I mean, it is about here. When my good friend Brian, who was a baseball player throughout high school, just at this point, like I'm talking like that far away, just bare hands it, and it's like, oh, here's
Right.
a foul ball. And I was like, oh,
Oh,
oh, that could have been so bad for me.
that could have been
Thank
horrible.
you. Because I
Oh,
when he went like that, that's literally when my hands started going. His
right.
reflexes
Right.
were so fast. I started to save her when he had saved her for a solid 7 seconds.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that, yeah, I don't know whatever happened to that foul ball. I think I let him keep it, or maybe her. But
I
yeah,
have
that.
only one other one that I had. It was
Mhm,
mine. I had. And so when I was in California, I went to see the Royals play in Anaheim
mhm.
against what were at the time the California Angels. Now they're
Okay.
the Los Angeles
Los
Angels of
Angeles.
Anaheim.
Right.
And I was sitting down the left base side, probably about three-quarters of the way into the outfield,
Yeah.
and in line I could see home plate, and Vince Coleman came up when he was a Royal, and he lashes one, and it's coming, and I see, and I'm right on it, like, and I'm literally like following this ball the whole way through, right, and I know this is coming, and it's coming right to me.
Hmm.
Like, I have got this ball. And
Sure.
at the last minute, somebody yells, "Look out." And the guy a row in front of me has no clue what's going on. And it was kind of a cold night. So he takes the blanket and sticks it up over his head like that. And that ball hits that blanket, bounces over my outstretched hand, two rows behind me, and some little kid gets the ball.
Hey,
And I sat there. I was livid. I'm like, that
I,
was mine. I was gonna catch a foul ball. It's the only other foul ball I've ever been close to. Like in the actually had a
right,
play on. Like I was
right.
gonna get that ball. I didn't care who was around me. And Guy with a blanket. Yeah.
I would have taken that blanket.
Oh, I'd have
I
beat
would have
him with
taken that blanket.
That was so
Give me the
bad.
blanket. I lose the ball. You lose the blanket. Let's go.
Freeze.
Yeah.
You freeze here, sir.
That's
Do you know
that
what
looks like
you've just
cashmere
done?
too. So that's yeah.
So there you go. That's the only time I really had a chance.
I'm trying to think if there were any other situations because I've been to a ton of hockey games. I've never gotten a puck, football game.
No.
I've always just sat in such, I don't want to say bad seats, just the seats that I could afford or
Oh,
were
I've
given
had
for free.
well, and here's the best part when you have kids. Now
Mhm.
you take your kids and they're magnets for it, right? So
Totally.
we go down to the Reds games and the boys have gotten foul balls from we actually went to a Reds San Francisco game and the San Francisco guys kept giving my kid balls. Like
Hey,
they have like 4 or 5 of them in the room, right? We went to a game in Kansas City. Jermaine Dye signed a ball for my son.
that's
You
cool.
know, like that's the best part now is take your kids because they are if they're cute, they are
Right.
magnets.
Right. You'll get
Everybody likes
plenty of free stuff off the field.
absolutely. That's the secret.
Awesome.
That's why you have kids. You see, there's the
That's
secret.
it.
No
Well,
parent tells you.
I have to rethink it now
Right.
because that's I
Just
had
to
never taken that
heroes.
into consideration.
And in the world of soccer, they sign for every kid. It is
Really.
amazing. Oh yeah, yeah,
I've never stuck because the one. No, again, I'm not going to say that. So I've been to several professional matches. I'm talking about international professional matches.
yeah,
The one that I had been to was MLS All Stars versus Chelsea at
yeah,
when they
yeah,
were playing at the Fire Field here in Bridgeview,
yeah,
and that was a very good game because when I really cared about soccer in high school or in the end of high school, beginning of college, and through
yeah.
most of college, my friends and I were really into soccer, and Chelsea was my favorite team. Like that was the team that I just loved.
Oh,
I don't know why. I
oh.
it was who was it? Steven Gerrard was on it. Ashley
No,
Cole.
Steven
Uh,
Gerrard did not play
okay,
for
who
Chelsea.
was it? Who was it?
You're
Who was it?
killing me.
Who's the other guy? Ugh.
The other guy.
Well, Ashley Cole I know was on Chelsea at the time, 2008.
Yes, yes, he would have been.
It wasn't Steven Gerrard. It was somebody else.
He's right here, and he played
That's
for
who
Liverpool.
it is.
Please
Then
do
that's what
not,
made me think of it.
do not.
Give me another popular soccer name like that.
Florent Maluda.
Surprisingly, no.
No.
Uh,
John Terry.
yes, John Terry. I think that might
Yeah.
have been him.
Yeah. Keep your wife away from him, but John Terry was on that team.
Okay. Uh,
My wife has the greatest picture when we went to London and we went to Stamford Bridge. We went to like Arsenal Stadium,
yes.
the Emirates, and then we went to Stamford Bridge because we had a buddy who was a Chelsea fan, and we went and took pictures for him. And they had this like wall of their players, and my wife has this great picture that looks like John Terry has his arm around her, and she's all creeped out by him. It's very
That's
funny.
Oh, here
Very
it is. Okay, I've pulled it up. I
yes,
have the three people, or four
yes.
people. Peter Cech,
Oh, Peter Check, the goalkeeper.
the
Yeah,
goalkeeper.
yep.
Ashley Cole.
Ashley Cole, the
Uh,
defender.
Michael Essien.
Michael Essien, he was a great French
Oh,
midfielder.
five. Didier Drogba.
Oh, Drogba, yeah, he played in
And
Montreal eventually.
Michael Ballack.
Oh, Michael Ballack, the
Now,
German. Yeah.
here's the one I was thinking of that
Hmm.
for some reason Steven Gerrard I always got confused with Frank Lampard.
Oh, yes,
That's who I was
Lampard.
thinking of.
Yeah, they played at the same time and couldn't play together in the English national team. So,
So that's see,
yeah.
I wasn't
See,
completely making it
and
up.
here's the deal: if you would have had a kid, you would have gotten autographs. That's the lesson that we've
Well,
learned.
if I had a kid at that point, I was 17.
Yeah,
So
well, it happens, my
it
friend.
does have, I mean, there's nothing wrong with like, hey,
Just
whatever. I'm
borrow
just
one.
saying,
Borrow one. Rent
borrow.
one.
That's a good
What are you
point.
doing?
Right.
Have a
Hey,
kid,
can I
get a
borrow your
ball.
kid for the weekend? I'll take him to a soccer game.
It's the Dino and Joe Show, and trivia is coming up next. Hey, welcome back to the Dino and Joe Show. This is Dino. That man over there in the Cubs hat is Joe. You got it right. You said hi. That
Hi,
was the weirdest hi
hi,
ever. Ha.
hi.
Um, occasionally we like to pull this out and we like to do a little round of this. This is from W&W Things That You Should Know Trivia.
Yep.
Okay, so these are things that Joe should know,
Wow.
and I like to be the one to ask the questions. I look really smart that way. By the way, the secret of Alex Trebek was he looked really smart because he was always the guy asking the questions.
True.
And if he ever messed it up, they just re-edited it. That's why you see the bottom of the show, it says some question were edited. If you always thought, there you go. I'm giving away all kinds of secrets today.
You're giving away too many secrets.
All right. So these are good for camping, traveling. I use these when we went down to Georgia on our vacation as a fun thing for the family. We like to do different trivia. We do state trivia for the different states we're in. It's kind of fun. Didn't know that South Carolina produces more peaches than Georgia. Number one peach state in the country is South Carolina. Georgia's number 3. See, I learned that on my vacation.
Huh.
So we're going to start off with a fairly easy one for you.
Okay.
Are you ready? Would you like to try and answer it first without the multiple choice, or would you like me to go right to the multiple choice? I'm giving you options today. This is how generous I'm feeling today.
I'm going to say let me try without.
Okay.
And then if not, give me the answers.
When you were in school, how good were you at your basic geography?
Me?
Yes.
I was. Oh, I don't know why I asked me. Like, there's 2 of us. There's only one other person.
I could have just answered the question, but
see, this is the part that we're going to edit out.
I ran with it as if, like, we were bringing in other contestants. Suddenly, my new boss Carrie's on the line. Everyone, hey.
Me,
she's gonna
I
go
assume
against
you're talking to me and not Carrie. I am very good at. I'm phenomenal. I was and still are phenomenal at geography.
And you remember state capitals? Remember when you had to do those?
That's the toughest one, but I can pull out a squeaky win if I need to.
Let's find out. What's the state capital of Nebraska?
Lincoln.
Oh, very good.
Not Omaha, because that's immediately where my mind went. And I was like, that's every time I think there's a state capital, I immediately say, Joe, that's wrong. It's the other one.
Okay. What is the only organ in the human body capable of regenerating lost tissue?
Capable? Oh, the skin.
Is it lungs, kidney, heart, or liver?
I believe it is kidney.
You are incorrect.
And it is liver.
It is the liver. Very good on a second or third try. What is a gyre? Gyre.
Yeah, I'm going to need some answers on that.
Is it an ice fissure, a polar wind, a dense fog, or an oceanic current?
A gyre. All right, a gyre sounds like geyser. Geysers are heated water. I'm going to go with an oceanic current.
You are correct.
See, logic always wins the day.
Yeah, that's a way to get there.
I don't know if it was good logic. It was probably terrible logic, but for me, it worked.
I like the stream of consciousness. That's my favorite. What is a kudzu? Kudzu. What is a kudzu?
All right, I'm going to need some answers. I couldn't even.
Is it a shelter, a bird, a plant, or wind?
Kudzu.
Kudzu.
All right, kudzu.
Yes.
Kudzu. Okay, so kudzu. Immediately, kudzu, I think of tsunami. Kudzu, tsunami. Since a tsunami is a meteorological type situation, I'm going to say it is a wind.
I'm sorry, it is a plant.
See?
No idea what kind of plant. No idea like
where it's
find that plant.
Okay, it's there.
Where it's cultivated. However, I have the answers. In which state was playwright Tennessee Williams born? And here's a hint, not Tennessee.
Tennessee, I figured that. Tennessee Williams. Let's hear some answers because I have something in my mind.
What do you have in your mind?
I think it's Kentucky.
Is it Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, or Georgia?
I think it's Mississippi then.
You are correct.
The only reason I guessed that is because you put extra emphasis on it.
You made me laugh right there, and I gave it away. All right. Who wrote the Booker Prize winning novel, The Life of Pi?
I should know that.
Was it Jan Martel, Solomon Rushdie, Joseph Boyden, or Douglas Coupland?
Oh, crap. What was the first one? Who was
the Booker Prize winning novel, The Life of Pi?
Who's the first person, though?
Jan Martel.
I don't think it was Solomon Rushdie because he wrote the Satanic Verses.
I'm going to go off camera for a second.
Okay, go off camera for a second. Everybody gets to deal with me right now. So Salman Rushdie wrote that. Jan Martel. Does that sound right, folks out there? Yell at your device that you're listening with right now, and tell me the answer via telepathy. Hold on, I'm getting something.
Are
I'm
you?
asking everybody to yell the answer. They have
I
all
like how you
yelled.
filled space right there too.
I did. That's
Yeah.
that's that's what a good podcaster will do. Everybody has told me through my headset that I've heard them yelling at their radio, phone, computer, whatever it is.
Yes.
It is Jan Martel.
You are very correct, but I thought this would be fun to pull this out. There, right there.
Oh, look at that.
This the satanic verses for
See,
Salman
I
Rushdie.
I don't make things up. I have knowledge of stuff. It's
Isn't
just
that crazy though? I
not,
actually still have the book.
that actually is very impressive. I'm
I've
not gonna
tried to read it 4 times, and I'm telling you, I can't get past the first chapter.
Mhm,
It is
mhm.
the it's just not even an interesting read.
Yeah,
You know, for a guy to have to be in hiding because he wrote it for all of his life.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The Korat breed of cat is named after a province in which Asian country? Korat. T. Tay. Hey,
K-O-R-A-T.
Tay.
Hey,
The
Tay.
Korat.
Correct.
Whew. Is it Myanmar, Indonesia, Malaysia, or Thailand?
Oh, that's not fair. Because that makes sense out of like three or
Because
four of those.
why? Because you didn't get China, Japan.
Yeah,
That's what
like
you were hoping for.
because like it could be Myanmar, it could be Thailand. What was
Could be
the second one, third one?
Myanmar, Indonesia, Malaysia, or Thailand.
Speak Thailand.
You are correct. It is
Okay.
Thailand.
Okay.
Wow. I don't know how this and this got you
Well,
there,
because
but somehow, some way.
I'm trying to think of the languages, right? How they sound,
Uh-huh.
frequently use sounds in those languages. And
Okay.
in my recollection of Thai, which is very limited, that type of sound made the most sense.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like I was
Okay.
playing it in my head.
How you get there is your journey.
That is my journey
You
now.
got the answer. That's the
I
amazing.
did. That's all that matters.
Which gas derives its name from the Greek for strange? Is it krypton, argon, xenon, or neon? Again, which
Strange.
gas derives its name from the Greek for strange? Is it krypton, argon, xenon, or neon?
Hmm. Xeon, Enon, Zine, Zine. Oh, okay. Okay, let's do a little bit of etymology here.
Oh, this will be fun.
So, xeno, as in xenophobia, is a fear of people different than you, like people from different places. So that might be considered strange. Xenon is my answer.
And xenon is correct.
Look at that. Language coming to
Wow.
save the day every single time.
Kids,
God, all you gotta
stay in school, kids.
stay in
That's all I
school
can
and,
tell you. Stay in school.
study languages,
You can't go to
apparently.
Joe's school because they closed it. But
Did.
if you had, that's the kind of education you could
That's
expect.
what you would get there.
Uh, very good. Are you ready for the next one?
Maybe. Who
Do
knows?
you need a drink? I want to
Is
make
it
sure
about
that I want to make sure you're comfortable.
is it about languages? Because apparently I've got those down like nobody's business.
No, this is actually about book,
Ugh.
about a novel.
Oh, that's gonna be rough for me.
Which
All
was
right.
Jane Austen's first novel? Was it Sense and Sensibility? Was it Northanger Abbey, Pride and Prejudice, or Emma? What was Jane Austen's first novel?
Okay, so Norringer Abbey, is that what it's called?
Northanger Abbey.
Northanger Abbey. I've never heard of that.
Nope,
So
me
that
neither.
might possibly be because she was a young author, maybe nobody heard of it. Emma, Sense and Sensibility. What was the other one?
Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and
You
Prejudice.
might have heard
Okay.
of that one.
That
That's
one
kind
I've heard of the other three for sure. I'm gonna say Emma final answer. We just turned this into who wants to be a millionaire.
of trying out for all kinds of game shows today.
Yep.
It is Sense and Sensibility.
That was gonna be my third guess.
Okay,
So
there you go. We'd have gotten there eventually. You only had 4 choices. Uh,
exactly.
which work by Plato explores the nature of love? Is it Phideo, the Symposium, Protagoras, or Apology?
What
Might
was
be
the first
Phaedo. Phaedo. Phaedo.
second one?
The Symposium, Protagoras, or Apology?
I'm going to
Which
say
work by Plato explores the nature of love?
so. For me,
Mm,
to be in love, you make
mhm.
mistakes. You have to apologize for mistakes. God knows I have to do it all the time because I am just a
Yes.
mistake factory. I'm going to say apologies.
I love the fact you go down the roads.
Yes.
I love the fact that you take us down the mental journey with you,
So here's what I
but
want to,
you went down the wrong road.
you know, you
It's
ask
the
my
sym
girlfriend or
it's the symposium.
anybody I've ever gone on a road trip with,
Yes.
trust me, they know I go down the wrong road more often than not. But I want to take you on the journey
Oh,
for
I'm
me to
glad
get
you do. This is why it's fun. It's because we get to see the mental workings, the
it's
mental
scary.
gymnastics that you go through to get to the answer.
Just be careful because this
Yeah.
can get real scary. What goes on up here? Mm-mm-mm.
Well, it might next. How many Grand Slam titles did Steffi Graf win? Is
Oh,
it 22,
okay.
20, 24, or 18?
Just because it is my birth number, the day I was born,
Yeah,
22.
you are correct.
Oh, look at that. I think Steffi Graf is my like new lucky charm here. Okay.
All right. How are you with vertebrate animals?
Vertebrate animals?
Yes.
Oh, not as good as invertebrates, but
Okay. Well, when's
that's
the
not
last time you
true
were at the
either.
zoo?
When?
Yeah.
Well, so it's funny. I lived 5 blocks away from the Brookfield Zoo
Yeah.
several years ago, which is
Yeah.
probably one of the best zoos in the world, apparently,
Mhm.
or at least in the country.
Yep.
I've gone there maybe 6 times in my entire life. So
Excellent. What's your favorite animal?
probably the okapi.
Okay. This is not your question. How many vertebrae are there in a giraffe's neck?
Oh,
Is it 5,
okay.
19,
Yeah.
7, or
Yep.
12?
It's 7.
Look, it's 7. How do you know that?
Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Complete guess. It's all about the confidence.
It's 7.
I made the answer be 7
Oh, did you?
because I picked a number.
Uh-huh.
15 and 12 sounded way too realistic.
Well, see, I think it's supposed to make you think because it's long neck, because
That's
you
what
have
I mean.
vertebrae, right?
Oh, again, I try to follow logic, but also not because that seems too on the nose. I want to pick something that seems wrong, and 7 seemed to be the right.
How are you with fables?
Aesop, great. Any
Mhm.
other, not great at all.
This might be your question. How long did Rip Van Winkle sleep?
Uh-huh.
Was it 30 years, 15 years, 10 years, or 20 years?
30, I think.
That is incorrect.
That's 20.
It was 20.
It's okay.
Castor Semenya is an athlete from which country? Is it Zimbabwe, South Africa, Somalia, or Kenya?
We will go ahead and say Kenya.
He's from South Africa. I do not know what sport Castor competed in, but
Yeah, yeah, I would have asked
you
that, but
should
I
have known
assume
that. I don't know why. That's something you
I
should know.
I agree.
Which famous horror novel is subtitled The Modern Prometheus? Is it Dracula, The Shining, Frankenstein, or Interview with the Vampire?
Okay, so it's not Prometheus.
Hmm?
Okay. Based on that alone, I would
Do you
have
know
to
the
think
story of Prometheus?
I do, but I like if you asked me to recite it, I could not tell you.
The bringer
I'm
of
a
fire to man.
what?
He was the bringer of fire to man.
Okay.
I'm not
Now,
trying to help you. I'm just,
no,
I
no, no, of
just,
course. Well, that does help a little bit. Go through them again just to make sure I have it all upstairs.
Dracula, The
There you go.
Shining, Frankenstein, or
Yes.
Interview with the Vampire.
Not interview. So it's either going to be Dracula or Frankenstein for me.
Okay.
Here's the reason why. Frankenstein, deathly afraid of fire. Every time the villagers bring the fire, all that. Don't put that
How
on
is
the
that? How do you do that?
Now,
I'm so
Dracula.
proud of you that you did that twice.
Well, of
I
course I'm
really am.
going to. I would do
That's
anything
going
for.
to be my new ringtone for you too, by the way. This is gonna- Every
Hey,
time my phone rings,
folks, if you
it's you.
like this kind of content, like and subscribe. You get that all the time. If I have to do that once an episode to get more likes and subscribe, that's fine. I will do that.
Oh,
You just tell me.
TikTok is
It
calling.
is. Dracula, I
Yes.
believe, is also not afraid of fire, but it will kill him. I think so.
I have no idea. Garlic, stakes in the heart. That's what I know.
That I know. I'm going to go with
Fire, I'm not so
Frankenstein.
sure about.
Final answer.
It is Frankenstein. Very good. We did. We took a little bit to get there, but we got there.
We got there. That's all.
You are not a huge alcohol drinker.
I know things about alcohol, though.
Okay, good. Dark rum is mixed with which other liquid to make a dark and stormy cocktail?
Yeah, I don't know that,
Is
but
it gingerbia? Is it cola? Is it pale ale? Or is it Guinness?
dark and
Dark
stormy.
dark rum is mixed with which other liquid to make a dark and stormy cocktail?
Stormy. Okay. Dark and stormy. Hmm. Well, I feel like Guinness and rum would just not be a good combination.
That was the first thing I thought.
Pale ale too.
Uh-huh.
What were the first two?
Ginger beer and cola.
Cola seems too on the note. I'm going to say ginger beer to be different.
It is ginger beer.
See, look at that.
I do not like the ginger beer.
I don't either. It's not enjoyable.
We have a mutual friend who is from Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in the grocery store and I saw a ginger beer that touted itself as the drink of Jamaica.
Oh.
And so I called him and I said, I got to ask this question. There's this import section, right, of food from other parts of the world. And this section of Jamaican food says that ginger beer. And he's like, oh, we love ginger beer. I was like,
Okay.
oh, okay.
That's new.
There you go. Who wrote the screenplay for the movies Forrest Gump and The Curious Case of Benjamin Button? Was it Oliver Stone, Charlie Kaufman, Eric Roth, or William Goldman?
I don't know why I want to say it was Oliver Stone.
Who wrote the screenplays for the movies Forrest Gump and The Curious Case of Benjamin Button?
It's not Oliver Stone.
Is that your answer? I know that's what you want to say, but is that your answer?
That's what I'm going to answer, yes.
That is not correct. It is Eric Roth.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And we're running out of time, but this will be interesting for you.
Okay.
What does the cheese casu marzu contain?
Oh, maggots or maggot larvae.
I knew you knew that one.
It's a delicacy in Sardinia.
Idea how anybody in the world would know that there's a cheese with live maggots in it, except for you.
Well, first of all, I am like 25% Italian. I enjoy speaking Italian rather.
If you tell me that you like cheese with maggots in it, this show's done.
Casu marzu, I have never tried, nor will I.
Okay.
It is not legal in the United States because it has maggots in it.
Yeah, well, there's that.
But it is apparently a delicacy that you literally take it and you eat it with the larvae. You spread it on like some bread or some chips and you eat it, and it's apparently delicious. But no, thank you. But it is in Sardinia, which is where they like things like that apparently.
All right, things you should know trivia, and now we know. It's the Dino and Joe Show.